once again. It's your boy Power Rage on another episode. So today, like I said on the last video, I do have a guest of mine. He's a friend of mine from church. Like I said, we're both car guys, but we're still car guy rivals at the same time. Because I'm a Subie man, he's an EVO guy. But at the same time, we still love what we're doing with our cars. And like I said once before on this channel, it's not too super big brag, boast, trying to get rich off of something or try to be super famous. No, like I said, we're just both just trying to let people know that there are car guys out there that is with no sponsors, putting in their time, their hard money, and still want to be out there with the big boys and having fun. But that's what we have. So no further introductions.
What up, YouTube? Name is Garnell. I drive a 2012 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10 GSR. Current mods are intake, blow-off valve, intercooler, map investment intake. What is it? Heat shield, coilovers, the basic bolt-on stuff for EVO 10s. Not really. I'm more for like hitting around like 500. I want to hit, that's the goal number for me, but overall the horsepower right now is just like a little over 300. Just gotta fine tune some things, get some tuning done, and continue working on the car. With that being said, there is still some little bit of things, minor things, cosmetic stuff that I want to do. Just haven't had time to do it because I'm also working a lot of hours of work. Haven't got time to do a lot of stuff right now because everybody knows the economy's jacked up. But we all still trying to make moves, still trying to do it. Definitely, man. I appreciate you having me on your show.
Hey, it's nothing but a thing.
He caught me off guard. He was like, "Hey, man, why don't you come do a show with me on my YouTube page?" I was on my YouTube channel, and I was like, "Man, I'm kind of interested." But I was like, "All right, whenever you're ready, man, I'm down." So I officially got some time off from work, and I was like, "Okay, you know what? Let me go ahead, hit him up, and do it." So now I'm here. Hopefully, I think I'm going to be taking pictures of the car here.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking pictures of the car, do walk arounds to the inside and out. What you call it? But we just gonna go with a little small background. Why did you even choose the EVO in the first place?
Man, I kid you not. So this was back in 2006 or 7. Me and my dad was riding down Warwick Boulevard. There was a guy who had a blue EVO 8. And I was like, man, I told my dad, I want to own one of these cars one day. He was like, what is this? He's like, man, nah. He was like, nah. Kind of pushed him, fast forward. My dad passed away back in 2008. The opportunity for me to pick up an EVO presented itself. Before when I went on to the Mitsubishi lot, I was like, man, they had a used STI 20. It was what is it? A 2011 hatchback STI. I thought about it. I was like, man, that'd be kind of dope if I had one of those. But what do I really want? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my EVO. So got the EVO, and I was like, man, it was fun. Then I was like, man, I started driving, and I was like, yo, this is a pretty bad car. Now, like, I literally, maybe like a month or two later, after I got the EVO, I was at a light, and I was like, I want to see what the car does. So, you know, all EVO guys do. We like to test to see what the car is gonna do. So really, what I did was so the light goes green. I literally dumped the clutch and took off at a red light, and it turned green. I took off, left everybody at the light, and then by the next light, it was red. And I was like, well, and so I think I was getting followed by an unmarked cruiser at the time. I was like, well, didn't get pulled, but ever since then, I was like, man, I fell in love. And I was like, man, that's something that I really wanted to get my hands into, but I'm still much embedded with the EVO. I love the platform. It's a love-hate relationship. It really is. Like all-wheel drive cars, like you have that love-hate relationship. Something breaks, you gotta turn around, fix it, or.
And y'all parts are not nowhere near as cheap as ours. Well, neither of our parts are cheap.
No.
EVOs is out the window. STIs were out the window now, so it's our world of cars is slowly going, and we're still trying to hold on to what we have.
Big facts. Definitely. What is it? A lot of my parts came from MAP. If y'all know about it, MAP, Automotive Performance out in Minnesota. They actually helped me out a lot. Trying to figure out what I need to do. I do hang around a lot of GTR guys. Hang around one particular GTR, but he actually moved out of the area. He actually moved to Maryland the other day. His GTR's in Maryland, but he has an R32.
Okay, 3-2.
So and kind of what is it? So now I'm just now back to just chilling, working, and just trying to stay out the way and just work on the EVO here and there when I have time and money. But a lot of times it's just conflict of schedules, conflicts because of work, and I won't be freed up until like weekends or whatever I have time to spend money on. So that's where I kind of stand with the project now. The project is kind of on hold, but it just I go back and forth. Would I want to buy something this week or next week, or do I want to do this, or do I want to take the time off from the EVO? And like I said, it's a love-hate relationship. So
yeah, I feel you if you want to. When you have that project and that goal, like, oh, I need to hurry up and get this done, but do I really want to?
Yeah.
Nah, let me push it aside. Like, even with my STI, like I said, I had it for a few years now, but I had it for a few months, like 6 months max before I blew the motor. Well, really, I spun the bearing, and I was like, just because of, like, I waited one more extra day to do the oil change that I normally do, and it said no. Then now I waited 3 years to actually fully get back, pull the motor out, get a new one in, and now I'm here. Like, shoot, the new motor right here. About to go ahead and crack that down and bust it down and get it in.
I also saw your turbo back there.
Yeah, my 62, it'll be ready to go. My buddy Dan, he might be the next person I interview, and maybe one of these days all three of us will get on together on this channel.
Gotcha.
And all of us will probably do some. Once this one is rolling, once this one's rolling, we all probably go out and do some rolling shots and have fun with each other.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He got a bigger turbo than I do.
Yeah, I mean, they both gonna demolish my car anyway. So
of course, we got to. We're Subarus, you're EVO. What do you expect?
Hey, I'm just once like I said, once I get me a new turbo and all that stuff and some new parts in, then I'm like, all right. I'm not looking for the numbers y'all looking for, but I'm trying to keep it respectively 450, 500-ish right there.
Yeah, I could say some of my friends are not super big numbers, at least out here in Virginia. They're not big number guys. They're more what's comfortable, what's practical, and how they're gonna use it. Unlike me, I'm more into big numbers, big power. I gotta beat Hellcats. I gotta beat these Mustangs. I'm all about demolishing the scene if I can. Every car that I ever had, I was all about, like, I need to dominate the streets. And so, with plenty of other people, I had plenty of other cars, GTR, Supras. I wish I still had my last Supra. I had an MK3 that I...
Oh wow, you got one of those?
Yeah, it's crazy because when I got that MK3...
Yeah, things are hard to come by now.
Yeah, they're hard. While I was stationed at Fort Campbell, a buddy of mine had a 96 Trans Am. 96 and 94 Trans Am. WS6 pretty much. Couldn't get it running, and I bugged him for like 4 years straight to, like, man, just give me the car. You ain't about to work on it, whatever. It was struggling. It had the Trans Am feature where it just wasn't trying to turn on with the PCM and ECM. So I ended up fixing all that, and I ended up getting the car from him. But then a buddy of mine that was there, he said once I, like, he's a street racing bike guy. His bike's so fast. He's nitrous them out. He has a Subie and everything. So, but he had the Supra. He was like, man, I got this Supra at the house. Went to his house one day, seen it, and I was like, wow, this is my, like, I already had the MK4 months before. never really had the MK3. I like the body style of the MK3 Supra. So I was like, yeah, let me get that. He's like, I'll trade you if you get that Trans Am deal going. I was like, okay. So end up getting the Trans Am and doing a swap with him. First day, my wife was so upset because the first day I did get the Supra, I had my son try to help me out. I made him late for work, and I overheated it on the highway. We checked out all the fluids but the coolant. Then it was a long night process trying to pretty much drag it to my house. And a buddy of mine had AAA, and they came and got us. And boy, that was a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, I believe it. What is it? Even before the Evo, I had a Dodge Neon SRT4. It was an '05.
You should have kept that weird thing.
Bruh,
I just like how they sound.
Bruh, the snack crackle and pop, man, I had a cop pull me over talking about you have aftermarket exhaust. I was like, bruh, it came stock with this. I'm like, what?
They were like the weird stepchild of the import world for us.
Because it was domestic. It was a domestic import.
Yeah. And it was like, we want to keep you around, but you're not nowhere near as reliable as any of us. As much as people get like, oh, Subaru head gaskets. I'm like, that head gasket job has been fixed. We like, our problem is freaking oil consumption. We don't get enough oil. That's why we need oil pickup in AOS.
Man, I've been watching a lot of guys who build, especially your style, body style of Subaru. Devin Niemola, I actually watched before. I don't know if you ever seen him.
Mm-hmm.
He builds a lot of Evo content, but he built his ladies on STI and pushing out some crazy numbers. And I was watching it one day. I was like, God Almighty, that's a lot of stuff y'all got going on in there.
Yeah, with the subies, like we could push the numbers like anybody else.
Yeah.
I would say like one of the biggest numbers Subie guys at the beginning was from Prime Motoring. Besides any rally cars, I'm not talking about rally cars at all.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ballgame, different world. But Prime Motoring, when they had the eggplant purple hatchback, then Vanderbilt out there in Washington.
Yeah.
His Subie,
Crazy.
all of his Subies are crazy.
Crazy numbers. I was like, good God Almighty, that's where Devin Niemola go over there to get his stuff, all his stuff tuned. And I'm like, man, that's wild. Then I started watching Mike, and I was like, yo, dude is wild, but he's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah. Then the next person I would say kind of famous with it too is Smedia Tanner. I follow him very heavily. Very great guy. He has a 17 STI that he did the flat 6 swap from the SVX and fully built his, and it was making great numbers, everything, but it was a one of a kind, and it just couldn't took the beating like the EJ. So now that he's taking that motor out, he's upgrading to a 2J. I told him like you should do a 2J for the longest time, and when he announced that he's putting a different motor because he was bouncing back between Coyote, LS, Arby's, because he's a big Nissan fan, and I remember when I first talked to him before online, he was like, "Nope, 2Js are expensive. Everybody does it." Da da da. Then once he announced that he got a 2J, that's what he's going with. I was like, see, I told you. What happened? I want to throw it in his face a little bit. But I was like, I got you. But yeah, right now he's still working on his RX-7 from ground up, and it's looking beautiful. He's doing all the body work himself, the paint, everything, and it's looking beautiful. And I'm like, that's a certified paint guy. I'm like, shoot, you did amazing on your own first real try and go. I'm like, I can't even say.
Can't say nothing.
Yeah, I can't say nothing. I'm like, if I was there, yeah, I could probably nitpick all the little imperfection stuff but overall, it's solid. And it's white, so I like a white FDA.
Dude, the RX-7, I love the rotary sound. I love it. So it's like, definitely, if I ever get my hands on one, I'm definitely
Man, if I get my hands on an RX-7, I want the FC, not the FD. Everybody loves the FD. Everybody loves the roundness. I like squares. I don't know why I like squares. I like little bricks.
I believe it.
I like the 90s.
I believe it because I don't know. I was at first I didn't know about the FC, and when I saw the FD, and I was like, what is the difference? I'm like, both of them. Like, I heard The Weeknd has the FC. And I was like, good God bless. Let me find out some of these celebrities know what they talking about, what they doing.
Oh, like T-Pain.
Yeah,
T-Pain. I forgot what was his song because he just came out with it. And a special shout out to T-Pain for, I think it was earlier this year that he won his first drift event.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, yo, he may be a singer, king of autotune. He loves that. I didn't know he was a car guy.
Yeah,
Shoot,
he found his niche right now. He's like, yo, it's like, congrats, like, dude, like, definitely. When I saw it, like, when I found out he was a drifter, I was like, wait, what? T-Pain?
Yeah, I was like, what? No. But then, I didn't know. I watched this TV series on Hulu, Swiss Beats and his son. They're big car guys. I didn't even think about they would be, even though Swiss Beats is part of with the Rough Riders crew and everything, but I didn't know he was big into cars like he was, and so was his son. So, but it was great to watch a series, to travel, see the different types of groups, old, new, north, southern, like everything was just different. So that was a great little TV series itself. I wish Netflix would bring that their one series back. I think it's Supercar, where it's all the rich people or the people that says bought versus built is better.
Yeah.
And you have all the people that build their own versus the hypercar rich people. I'd love to see if that series will ever come back because that was great.
Dan Rue is another one I started watching.
Oh yeah, Dan Rue. Oh, I've been on top of Dan Rue. Everything. Yeah, I'm like, shoot. I seen him once before, and I seen him heard car talk a little bit. But when he really started coming out about his cars, and I was like, yeah, I would love to get up with Dan Rue and meet up with him and his GTR because I've been to Texas 2K a few times, but I was doing that with family and stuff. And shoot, with the Supra, I had a Supra built by Titan a long time ago, and that was my monster. But I wasn't famous enough or fast enough to be on anybody's page at the time, but I was still dominating people, so I kind of miss it.
Gotcha. I mean, like I said, man, just kind of go back to where we started off. It's just like where everything came around for me. Definitely, I want to finish out the build on the EVO. It's just right now, how times are currently, and just trying to get everything going. So it's just like I see your car, and I'm like, man, put me back in mind. Like, yo, let's go, let's get back to it.
Put you back in focus. That's how.
I was like, man, nah, I can't be doing this right now. But I was like, I know I want the power. Like my homeboy, the guy, the GTR, his name is Eli. He told me, he's like, man, bro, come on, just do it. When you got time, he's like, because he used to get on me about it. He's like, I know you want to do stuff with the car. I was like, yeah, I do. But all right now. He was like, I get you, but when are you trying to get this project done? And I was like, sometime soon. I don't know when, but it's gonna get done. I don't know.
Right.
But definitely, keep pushing, keep striving to get it done. And so, like I said, it's one of the hardest things right now because I'm always working. And then you kind of reminisce, like here in the 757 area, there's a lot of guys out here who got fast Civics, like you hear a ton of Mustangs out here, Camaros, Chargers, Challengers. You hear that Hellcats, you hear the 392s, the Scat Packs, whatever one you got, we be hearing. But a lot of times, especially since it's summertime, you hear bikers just flooring it, gone.
Yeah, they be flying. You definitely hear it from back here.
Yeah.
I be hearing it all the time. I know there was one night I was doing a time lapse over the little bridge, and I don't know what was going on or what. I was going to stop doing my homework. I was literally going to stop the video and like wherever they going, I'm about to follow. But it was like 11 o'clock. I was like, nah, I still gotta get home. Let me finish this time lapse photography for my homework, for my college stuff. Cause boy, I was like, ooh, wherever they was going, I could tell you everything and anything under the sun was there. They were all going in the same direction, and I was super jealous of it. I was like, oh, I could have been out there.
I think like beginning of this month, actually, there was a big local car meet over there in the old Kmart parking lot. They had a big local meet, like everything was out there, even though police was out there heavy. Yeah, EVO. Well, I don't know if any EVOs were there, but I heard like a Civics. It's just like a major, massive turnout of cars like, from the local area. Definitely, like I said, it's like here in the 757. You got a plethora, a lot of cars coming out, and just people just showing off their cars and all whatnot. I stay out the way again.
Well, it's a military city too. The 7 cities is a military. We're in Virginia. We're right here on the water for the naval base. Even though I'm in the Army, I got little old Eustis or Fort Lee is over there, but at the same time, it's a naval station.
Yeah.
It's heavy. There's going to be Navy. Everybody, not knocking the Navy. Don't get me wrong. My whole family is mostly Navy anyway.
And my second older brother is Navy.
So, but nah, it's just a Navy town. So it's a military town. So we got to do what we got to do. And there's more car guys in the military than people think anyway.
Yeah. So it's like, man, it's like real definitely. Normally, I also just started doing my side detailing gigs, so I'll be doing that a lot of the times. And
shoot, I used to have a ton of detailing equipment. Look, I still got ceramic coatings. I want to ceramic coat the wife's car, but at the same time, I'm a little bit too lazy right now to do any of that.
I mean, I can do it. There's no problem doing it.
Shoot, yeah. I got buffers. I got 2 buffers up there. I got all the stuff. It's just
find the time to do it.
It's not even the time I want. I'm like, nah. I don't think I want to do it. I don't even want to do it on my own car. I'm just going to find. I'm like, look, I got into the point where I'm like, I'm getting lazy. I'm going to start paying people to do it. And I'm realize my granddad had said, once you're going to realize you're going to start paying people to do your stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I started realizing too. Like once you start getting into the car game, you start working on your own stuff. Like you start figuring out what these shops be doing, and you do it yourself. Like you start having more appreciation for your car, more appreciation for a lot of things. It's just then after a while you master your craft, and you're like, all right, bump this. I'm gonna just send this on out because I was like, all right.
I got a bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Just small TVs. Yeah, somebody else. I'll pay a little extra $20 to somebody to go ahead and wash it.
Oh yeah, it's something like that. And it always happens to be that way as you master your craft. And I was like, man, it seems like that being going from a detail to an aircraft mechanic, and then it's like you start learning how to do stuff, and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna let y'all do this. I'm gonna just do this over here.
Right. That's how it be.
Yeah, man, I really do appreciate you bringing me onto the show, man.
Man, we appreciate you jumping on the channel.
It was just a kind of spurred moment. After you sent me the last video, I was like, I make a debut. I do. Let me go ahead and take you back. And I definitely wanted to come show you support and love. So it's definitely one.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be the first time you're gonna be on the channel. I already know. Because once I start working on this, there's probably gonna be days I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need you to come on over real quick.
Oh, that's fine. Just let me know. I'm down for whatever. I help with whatever.
Oh yeah, bro.
Help with whatever, man.
Yeah.
You like, hey, can you detail the car for me? I'm like, all right, you got a wrap or you got a little.
Oh yeah, so my hood is wrapped and on the sides are all wrapped. I need to get the wing wrap itself because the actual car, the Hot Wheels car that I have, that Power Rage is really off of, has a black wing.
Gotcha.
So that's the only thing I need to wrap besides my gauge pillar. But I'm probably gonna get the Alcantara wrap vinyl and wrap that up so I can actually use it, and it makes it look pretty, somewhat decent. Right. So it doesn't look all, you don't see all the little fiberglass emoji.
Hey man.
Don't down on the channel.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that whole storm like 2 weeks ago took me out, and I was like, I'm still trying to recover from being sick. And what ended up happening? I woke up one morning, I was all right, and went to work, and I was like, all right, I'm not feeling this. I just, and then started going.
Yeah, you wasn't feeling it that one Sunday we was working.
Yeah, it was that my allergies got the best of me. I was like, man, I cannot stand this right now.
I never had those problems.
As soon as I turned 30, I was like, man, allergies started whooping my tail, and I was like, yo, no. So that's basically that's that Sunday when you saw me, and I was like, bro, I'm just going through the motions right now. So
I feel you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But greatly appreciate you coming to the channel, brother. Thank you all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. With your friends, family, kids. Don't care if it's kids. Get them in the cars or anything or whatever. But thank you for tuning in. Rich will holler at you once again.